Hello, my name is Olivia Vernon. This is my second project for visual programming in C#. And this time I bring you yet another game. This game I have called Smoothista. It is a portmanteau between smoothie and barista, as we, the player character, play as a barista serving smoothies to hungry customers. Now, our game layout here looks a little rough, but once we start our program, we'll be able to see that it looks a little bit nicer. Before we do that though, let's go over the code. Here, I have some declarations, as these different variables will need to be accessed by multiple methods throughout the program, such as our data file, our money we've earned, some random numbers that will need to be generated, a smoothie generated by the program, and a smoothie generated by the player. Here we're going to pick a random customer to display from 0 to 2, 0 giving us 1, 1 giving us a different customer, and 2 giving us our third customer possibility. When we start on load, when our game frame loads up, we're going to check to see if a save file exists. If a save file exists, we will ask the player, there appears to be a save file present on your device. Would you like to load from this file? Should they choose yes, that they want to load from the save file where their data is stored, we will use our method load from file. If we go down, we can see our load from file here, which will pull our saved money out of that file, read the lines. We're going to convert it to decimal in order to be able to use it in our program, and then display that money that we already have. Now, just in case there's an issue with our money, we do have a catch that says an issue came up with your save file. Please restart the program, letting us know that there has been a failure to load. Now, hopefully a player won't have to see that catch, but in case they do, I, as a developer, would know where that catch is occurring. If they decide no, they do not want to start with a save file or pull from a save file, then we will launch the program with something basic. If they do not have a save file, we will create one and then close it up so we can access it later when we need to write to the file. Next, we are going to start our game. Our game setup is down here, which allows us to build 2 new smoothies using constructors. We have a player-made one and one that's going to be made through some random number generation. Now we have 7 possible combinations. So we're going to make our order box visible. We are going to get one of the random combinations from 0 to 6. And our switch is going to give us whichever combination picture we have, as well as what is in the actual smoothie. So we're going to set our order object, the blueberry component, to true, to say, yes, there are blueberries in this smoothie, or yes, there are bananas in this smoothie, or yes, there are strawberries in this smoothie. Each set of options will change how our order object is affected. Then we will set the visibility of any labels. Just in case something wasn't cleaned up in the first place, it will be cleaned up here. We're going to set the usability and visibility of our next order button to false, as we don't want to move on to the next order yet. We haven't even started our first one. Next, we'll set up our customers. We're just going to be right down here. Here, you'll notice we're passing a true and false Boolean. Our true Boolean tells us we're going to set up a customer. Our false tells us they are not happy. Their order hasn't been filled yet. So if we're going to set up a customer, we're going to get the next random number, which will tell us, okay, here's the customer we need to use. And we're going to be using their base image for when they're ordering. Should we pass in the opposite, false for set customer, yes for happy, true, then we will not set a new customer. And instead, we will figure out if they are happy or not. If they are happy, we will show their happy face, and we will also earn $3. Great! Now, if they are not happy and we are not setting a new customer, that probably means that we made the order incorrectly, and our customer, they're sad. And because we got the order wrong, they're not going to pay for it, and we are going to lose money for the ingredients we used. Now, we are going to lose money as long as our money isn't zero, as going into the negatives seems a little too harsh for this game. All right, that's our game setup. Now, what about the actual gameplay? Like, what about adding blueberries, adding bananas, adding strawberries, so we can match that order? That would be our buttons here. If our player clicks the blueberry button and blueberries have not been added, let's add the blueberries by setting that value to true to our player-made smoothie object. And tell the player these have been added. The label for these have been added will become true. And just to make sure everything's cleaned up, our these have already been added label will be false. Now, if our player has already added blueberries, we don't want to tell them, hey, you added more blueberries. We want to let them know they are already in there. That is enough blueberries. So we will not tell them, hey, you added blueberries. We will tell them, hey, you have already added enough blueberries. The same idea goes for bananas. If they have not been added yet, add them and tell the player. If they have already been added, tell the player those have already been added. And the same idea goes for strawberries as well. Once we have clicked our buttons and added everything to our smoothie, our player-made smoothie, what about when we're ready to serve? When we are done with our smoothie, we are given the Done button. Our Done button also in here is Button Serve, which will serve it to the customer. We'll enable our Next Order button as our order is done. It will disable any buttons that add to the order or check the smoothie again to prevent players from just hitting done over and over and over on correct orders and adding more money. And we're going to clean up any unneeded labels or pictures, such as our order, because it's finished. Next, we're going to check to see if the smoothie the player has made is correct. So we're going to check for our player-made blueberry value. Is that the exact same as the order value we have? If it is, we'll check it against banana next. And then finally, strawberry. If all are correct, we will display a happy customer by passing false, do not set up a new customer, and true, the customer is happy to our customer setup. Else, if the strawberries are incorrect, we will pass false, do not set up a new customer, and false, the customer is not happy, which will give us our sad face. The same idea goes for if the bananas or the blueberries are incorrect. Now, happy or sad, we do need to move on to the next order. This is where our next order button comes in. When we press our next order button, we want to remove it, hide it from view, and disable it, as we will not need it after we press it. And we will enable all of our new buttons to add Smoothie. And we will essentially reset the game while keeping our money score. So we will set our game up again. We will pass over true, please set up a new customer. And false, that customer isn't happy because we haven't started their order yet. Now, should a player decide if a player has a save file and they decide they want to load from the file, that's where this happens. We will attempt, using our try here, to read from that data file, convert it to decimal, turn that into our money, and then display that money for our player to read. Now, in case there's an issue with the save file, there is an exception to catch that and then safely close the program so nothing reads in funky. This catch and close will also be good should a player decide to report this to myself, the developer, so I know where that crash is happening and how it can be fixed. Now at the end, of course, if we want to have a save file, we have to be able to save to that file, which is going to be our saved file here. We will write all of our data into our data file and turn our money into a string so it writes to that file properly. Let me just ensure I've gone over everything. Oh, I haven't. Now, I keep talking smoothie this, smoothie that. What about our smoothie class? Here we have our items that could be present in our smoothie. They're public getters and setters. Our basic constructor, which is what we use throughout most of the program, which automatically sets everything to false. And here we even have a custom constructor in case someone were to alter this program later to build a custom smoothie. They can pass in our 3 Boolean options. All right, let's see our program in action. Now, I have removed the save file from this computer currently. That way we're able to launch with a fresh file. And as we can see here, the order has been changed and our customer has been changed as we have picked random ones. We currently have $0 as we do not have a save file with money inside. So let's make some money. Let's add bananas. Let's try to add some more bananas. Oh, they've already been added. We are warned every time we press that button. Let's finish this order. Done. Oh, look, we got it right. He has a happy face. Now we can move on to our next order. Oh, here's our next customer. Oh, and because we have that order right from earlier, we earned $3. That is a cheap smoothie. We're going to add our blueberries. Oh, we can't add any more blueberries. Let's add some bananas. We can add bananas. Let's finish it up, and we have a happy face. Next, oh, and our third customer. She just wants strawberries. Now, I think she'll like it with blueberries and bananas and strawberries, actually. Oh, she wasn't happy with that order because we got it wrong, which then subtracted 50 cents for everything we used. Next order. Oh, this time we just want bananas. Done. Next. And so the game goes on as such. Now we currently have $8.50 in our account. So when we close the game, everything is written to the save file. Let's start our game again. And this time, we are told there's been some save data found. There appears to be a save file present on your device. We're going to load from that save file. And look, we have our $8.50 back. So now we can come in, add our stuff, and earn even more money. Alright, and that is the end of my project. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, please send them to my email. I will be keeping an eye on that. And thank you for watching this.